system, education system, the scene changes. Instead of learning from the world, we start learning from the textbooks and our teachers. Instead of dialoguing and debating, we start remembering by hearting information. ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಘಟ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ. We are trained from standard 1 itself how to memorize, how to by heart, how to mug up, and then write answers in the examination. Think of our classroom. Who asks the questions? Not the students. The teachers ask questions. Teacher asks questions to which they know the answer already. ಉತ್ತರ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಅಂತ. Answer is already there. It is there in their mind, it is there in the textbook, it is there in the guidebook. And students are trained to answer only these questions. Instead of student, learner asking the question, teacher asks the questions, and teacher asks the questions for which there are answers ready-made already, predefined. No inquiry is necessary here. They are inauthentic questions. Not at all authentic questions. Authentic question is a question to which you do not know the answer. You try to find out the answer. You debate, you discuss, you explore, and then probably you arrive at some kind of an answer. That's an authentic question, but such authentic questions are never asked, all inauthentic questions. Questions you have, for which you have answer already there, written in the textbooks, written in the guidebooks, in the notes that the teacher dictates and the student learns to take down and mug up and reproduce in the examination. The student becomes a passive receiver of second-hand knowledge, second-hand, no, even not knowledge, information. Second-hand information is passed on to the learner. Now, we have said too much about the wrongs of the system. Now, how are we to come out of this? It's very, very simple, really. Becoming a child again. That is, remember these textbooks, the syllabi, the examination, they are bound to be with us. We cannot change them. Right? We will have to prepare for the examination. Continue the kind of things you have been doing, but don't do only just that. Along with that, you have a lot of space, and you must create space to learn from the world outside. If I ask you to tell me the name of your father, I am sure each one of you will answer. If I ask you to tell me the name of your grandfather, probably 50% of you only answer. If I ask you to tell me the name of your great grandfather, ಮುತ್ತಜ್ಜನ ಹೆಸರೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. It is not the history of kings and queens alone that makes history. History of your family is history as well. History of your location, locality is history as well. History of this institution you are studying is history, genuine history, and you must ask questions about that. The budget of the state, economy of the state is not the only economics in the world. Budget of your family, budget of the panchayat to which you belong is also genuine economics. We must have questions about that. for which you don't have answer in your textbook, in your guidebook, in your teacher's notes. Your grandfather's, great-grandfather's name is not written there. How do you find it out? You will have to ask people. You will have to go to land records. You will have to go to Panchayat. You will have to dig the old ration cards to find out the name of your grandfather. You are doing history then, my dear. You are doing historical research right there. Genuine, first-hand historical research. In digging out the family tree, in drawing a family tree, in understanding the budget of your family, in understanding your neighborhood, in understanding your school, in understanding your teachers. There is economics, there is political science, there is sociology. The birds, bees, the trees, the flowers, each one of us, each one of these should raise question in us for which you don't have ready-made answer and for which you will have to find answer for yourself. That is to say, we must start learning from the society around. We must start learning from the society, and there is research, that is research. The moment you start asking, the moment you are able to see, able to hear, able to smell, the institutionalized education does this. Namma kannu, kivi, ruchi, nalige, elladra patutva nasha madibiಡ್ತದೆ ಅದು. You will have to regain that by establishing your contact with the society, outside world, your own family. You are taken away from your family, you don't understand. Even parents are misguided by the marks you get. Nam huduga 98 ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾರಿ 100 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. 98, my God. Illusory world they are living in, and they do not know what damage is being done to the child. Inquisitive child is gone. Mark's earning machine he has been turned into, and they don't understand that. Well, I must end here. I end with a story from Bulgaria. A typical Bulgarian village was suffering from chronic drought, long-term drought, dirghakalina baragala. There were no rains, no food, no water. People were hungry, miserable, crying. They go to the elderly person in the village. Tell him, look dear, what shall we do? Well, he says, thinks for a while, tells, there is a massive rock outcrop in the middle of the village. Like our rock formation in Yana. Urin naduve dodda shikara ide. One of you should climb. If someone climbs there, reaches the top, your problem will be solved. The wise man in the village told. Okay? Now all the people in the village, they were all suffering. They had no food to eat, no water to drink. They discuss among themselves and decide that a young man of your age, undergrad student of your age, rock formation. The boy, equipped with these blessings of all the elders of the village, with whatever food there was left, he was packing it in his backpack, just as in your backpack you push your books. He had water and food there, climbs 1/3 of the mountain, rock formation. And there, from there he could see his people crying, looking at him expectantly. He could hear his voice, their voice. He could feel for them. He remembered well how they have been suffering for last 10 or 15 years. It was chronic drought. At that time, at that point, 1/3 of the formation, rock formation, he heard a voice. Young boy, you can climb further only if you can exchange your eyes. We'll give you new pair of eyes. Take those new pair of eyes and you are allowed to go climb further. The boy says, okay, because he could see the people suffering. He said, okay, fine, take away my eyes. Eyes exchanged. What a wonder when he looks at the village, he sees that it's all green, people are happily living. Because of the magic of the changed eye, he could not see the sufferance of the people, but he could see it as beautiful thing to happen for his people. But still he remembered. ನೆನಪಿತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಊರಿನ ಜನ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನ್ಗೇನೋ ಕಣ್ಣು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಿವಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ನೋವು. He goes, climbs further, 2/3 of the mountain. There another voice. Well, boy, you can climb further only if you can exchange your ears. ನಿನ್ನ ಕಿವಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ, ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಿವಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. Fine, then he gets it exchanged because he was determined to help his people. Ears exchanged. What a wonder. As soon as the ears are changed, he hears beautiful music instead of cries of his own people. He goes further because he remembered that his people are in trouble and he will have to help his people. Comes to the last fag end. He is about to climb the summit. He hears the third voice. We will change your mind. We will change your heart. If you do not allow, well, you will not be allowed to go. If you say, okay, fine, you can go. He remembered. So he said, okay. Then his mind is changed. He reaches the top, but forgets the purpose for which he has climbed the top. His memory was erased. Smriti hogbitide. He could not see the sufferance of the people. He could not hear the cry of his own people. He doesn't even remember. I see this story as a great metaphor of our own education system. As we climb the ladder, move upward and upward, taking degrees after degrees, we fail to see the people. We fail to hear the voice of the people. We even do not feel for the people. Instead of that, we would be more and more interested in accumulating marks initially, money later on. ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಒಟ್ಟಾಕೋಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಮುಂದೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಒಟ್ಟಾಕೋಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೇ ವೇಗದಲ್ಲಿ. Become more and more self-centered, more and more think of our own well-being, not even the well-being of my grandfather, father, mother, all those, the villagers. We think that our education is free. It is not free. It's not by the money we give to the government, by tax, that this country is being run. Instead, the indirect tax which every beggar in the country pays, that makes for the exchequer of this country. That allows us to do UG education and think of research. And this research will have to be related in one way or the other to the life we are living, to the economics of our own selves, to the history of our own location. For that, we must start reflecting on our own experiences. We must start reflecting on our own people. We must start reflecting on the system we are living in, inquisitively, with a desire to know, with a desire to understand, with a desire to systematize this knowledge for ourselves and for the people around us. That, to my mind, is real undergrad education as far as humanities and social sciences are concerned. Thank you one and all, and thank you for taking away so much of your time, and thank you for giving your ears to me. Thank you.
Research and equated it to inquisitive learning. Thank you once again, sir. The floor is open to the audience for questions. Okay. I now request Shilpa ma'am and Nagraj sir to accompany Dr. Pooja S. and Dr. Oyunga Michael in felicitating Dr. M.G. Hegde sir. Thank you, sirs and madam. Thank you, M.G. Hegde sir. Once again.
फरक